Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well and welcome back to another work with me video. Today I am taking pictures and I'm sort of excited. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's gonna be a good time. I have Jeremy in this room with me, helping me. He's putting things on hangers for me and then handing them to me. So that makes my life a lot easier when I have help. And so I'm really thankful that he's there with me. It's also crazy while I'm watching back this footage to see how messy our basement is still. Because as of right now, the whole basement is clean. Like there's nothing down there. And I need to show you guys what it looks like in the near future because we actually had lots of showings this weekend for our house. And we also, had an open house. And then we also accepted an offer on our house this weekend. So very exciting things coming in the works for our family. And we are going to be moving here soon. And we're really excited that we were able to accept an offer on our house and we'll hopefully be closing next month. So you guys are along for this whole journey. You guys have been seeing me declutter my house for months now, and working on this basement with you guys has been really helpful for me. So there's a pair of Dolce & Gabbana jeans that I am taking pictures of right now, but we are making a lot of progress. So thank you guys so much for being along for this journey of, reselling, but also my life, because they go in hand. So today we're going to be kind of catching up just a little bit on that kind of stuff with my house. It's selling and stuff. But then the main focus of today's video is to talk about the summer slowdown, which is just a term that us resellers use usually when we describe the summer months in reselling, because there almost always every year is a time in the summer where sales get really slow. And it's pretty common if you're feeling like you're not selling as much right now, you probably aren't. And that is something that a lot of us feel across the board. It's just people are busier in the summer. They're going on vacations. They're going on trips. They're being able to go out and look for things themselves. They're not doing as much online shopping sometimes. So it's just kind of across the board. And it can feel really traumatic, though, when you are relying on this for your income. And then all of a sudden, it feels like you're not selling anything compared to what you used to sell. So if you're in that same boat, too, don't worry, it will get better. But I'm also going to give you guys some helpful tips, hopefully, that will help you guys combat the summer slowdown and get things ready to sell even better when you come into the fall time, which is usually a really good sales time for anyone who's in the reselling business. So we're going to talk about those things. So hold on, it'll be okay. You will sell things again. I have to remind myself of that too when I feel like I haven't sold anything ever, and then I just need to hold on tight and ride it out. So let's talk about some of the ways that we can combat that summer slowdown. So the first thing that you can do to combat it is to keep on sourcing and listing. So I know one of the scary things about this job is that you're using your own money to buy inventory. And so it can feel like if you're not selling a lot, you need to stop buying things. But that is not the case. So if you are doing this and you have the income to keep on purchasing, then you really do need to keep on looking, keep on sourcing, and keep on listing. Even if you're not selling as much right now, this is just a cyclical thing. This is a time of year where a lot of people just aren't buying, but you will really hinder your sales if you stop listing, if you stop looking for items, if you stop buying items. Because once fall time comes around, you definitely aren't going to have as many nice items in your closet, in your store. And also right now, if you don't keep on looking, if you don't keep on listing, then you definitely will be decreasing your sales. It won't even just be the summer slowdown. If you don't list as much right now, you're definitely not going to sell as much right now. You feel me? So I know it can be scary and it can feel like you really need to slow down on buying. And maybe you do need to slow down on buying. Maybe this is the time to list things that you already have. You just don't want to decrease what you're doing for your business without also, taking into account that if you decrease what you're doing, then you're going to probably decrease your sales no matter what. So you don't want to add to the summer slowdown by hindering yourself and by handicapping yourself too in your sales. So that's the first thing, is just you got to keep on sourcing, you got to keep on listing. But then number 2, this is a great piece of advice. If this is a slow time, which it is for a lot of people, and you're only selling on maybe 1 or 2 platforms, this is an amazing time to start cross-posting, to start cross-listing on other selling platforms. So if you're only selling on eBay, now is the time to cross-list and resell things also on Poshmark. I am a major reseller on Poshmark. That's my number one site. And so I've been trying to use this time, and Jeremy's been helping me too. When he has free time, I use Vendoo to cross list. And you don't have to use Vendoo. There's many different things that you can use, but I do suggest it. I have a link in the description. You can try it out for free. And then also, I think you get maybe 10 or 20% off, and I get some sort of money too if you use it. Vendoo lets you cross list without having to have like 20 billion tabs open. You start a form in Vendoo, and then you can just easily add the specific information for each website. So I find it really easy to use, and I suggest it. But doing any sort of cross-listing, even doing it by hand, if you just want to copy and paste everything that you have in your description for an item or all of the different things that you have already put in, if you've listed it anywhere, you can easily increase your chances of selling that item if you cross-list it to a different platform. So this isn't always easy, but depending on what software you use, or if you're doing it by hand, I guess that would take a little bit longer. But if you're using a software that's fast, then you can do that for free on most platforms. A lot of platforms don't have listing fees, like Poshmark and Mercari. You can list for free on there. I know eBay you have to pay. Usually if you're not doing a store, like there's a limit of things you can list, but a lot of places don't have that limit. So if you wanted to start cross-listing, cross-posting, I would suggest starting by going on to Poshmark because they don't actually charge you just for listing an item. So definitely cross-posting is a great way to increase your sales right now. Just in general, always will help you increase your sales because you have more chances of selling. But also, this is the perfect time if things are already slow and this is either a side hustle or a main income for you, this is the time to start investing in, putting your eggs in more than one basket because that will really help you in the long run as well. And then the next thing that you can really do to help you is have an inventory system. And this is something I definitely wish I would have started from the beginning. In the beginning, I just had one giant bin that I stuck everything in that I was reselling. And that was when I was a part-time seller. So it usually worked, but it was so scary when I couldn't find things because I didn't have any sort of system. If I just, misplaced it or put it in the laundry, I would totally forget and then not have any idea where it was. So this is my biggest piece of advice. Even if you have 2 items listed, start an inventory system now. Buy one clear bin, label that bin, start a Google sheet, totally free. It's like an Excel spreadsheet, but if you don't have Excel, this is totally free. It's just on Google. Start a Google spreadsheet, write down the number of your bin or the name of your bin, whatever you want to name it, label it on the bin as well, and start that spreadsheet right now. You will thank yourself so much later because as soon as that bin fills up, all you have to do is go in and add another bin. And you can relabel, you can rename your bins later. But if you have all of those pieces in your spreadsheet, you know that they're listed, you know that they're in the spot that you put them in, and then you have documentation somewhere, you will literally never be upset with yourself for doing that. You will only thank yourself later for having an inventory system. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can have a piece of paper if you're not really online. I don't suggest it because it's easier to transfer and just copy and paste on a spreadsheet. But if you really don't want to use a computer, literally just get out a legal sheet, name that bin, write down the pieces that are in it, and just definitely keep things organized from the freaking beginning because I regret not doing that because when I couldn't find things, I would be so anxious. And I know so many people that are so anxious because they can't find the things that they have listed. So now is the time, especially if you are in the summer slowdown right now like I am. Now is the time to update that inventory system to make sure everything is organized and to make sure that you have things in the bins that you think that they're in. So great way to combat it. Just a great thing to do right now while things are slow is to make sure that you can find things by having an inventory system. Can be super easy, can be super quick, can be super just, not very complicated. So now is the time. And then the last thing that I would say, the suggestion I have for you during this time is to do research now. So this will help you, especially when things get a little quicker in the fall and the winter, where bigger items sell like thicker sweaters and coats. They sell for more usually than tank tops and shorts. So it makes sense. But now is the time to do the research, to know what brands you should be looking for, to know what styles, what pieces you should be looking for. So that way you can be picking up these pieces that will sell for good money when things pick up a little bit again. They might sell here during the summer, But now is the time to be knowing what things sell, to be looking up these brands, to learn more about what you're doing. So that way you'll be even better prepared when you do find those things in the wild. So one of the biggest things that you could do to be doing that kind of research and studying right now is watch my brand series. I have a brand Bolo series, so lists of brands that you should know. I make a new video on those every Sunday. And so I have tons of brand videos that you could watch. I will link that up above here in a card, but you should definitely, even if it's not my list, like just go and follow people, learn brands, do your own research, see what's selling for a lot of good money. So that way when you see those brands in the wild, then you don't have to look them up. You'll know these are worth really good money, and you'll also recognize the tags. And that's the biggest thing that I do in my videos is show you what the tags are for those pieces. So doing your research now is really going to help you. It's also helped me even in the summer slowdown to be able to sell more because I'm able to find things that are worth more and people are looking for these summer times, for like bridesmaid dresses, things like that, wedding guest dresses. And those are the biggest sellers right now for me. So those are some tips to help with that summer slowdown, and hopefully I'll be able to fill you guys in on my house and everything that's going on here in the near future. This dress was so complicated to put together. I could not even handle it. I was feeling so overwhelmed by trying to do this wrap dress, and poor Jeremy's trying to help me. But anyways, the summer slowdown is real. You're not alone. You will get through it. It will be okay. And I'm here to help you guys along the way. So if you guys have any questions about the summer slowdown or about just your resale business in general, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I also, that's how I was feeling at the end of taking all these pictures. It was a lot, but you guys, there's a lot of hard work that goes into what we do, but it's always worth it. And it's always nice to have a little bit of help along the way. So let me know in the comments if you guys are experiencing this too. But I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.